Welcome back to the deep dive. Today, we're really digging into something fundamental. It's all about enduring success.
Yeah, we've got insights from this great source, Family Business Wisdom, 10 Principles for Enduring Success.
Exactly. And our mission, like always, is to give you that shortcut. Get you well informed, find those surprising facts, those aha moments, so you walk away feeling, well, enlightened, not just buried in information.
And look, the source zeroes in on family businesses, right?
Mm.
But what's really powerful here is how universal these principles are. I mean, think about it. Whether you're working on a personal project, leading a team, launching, anything really, these are insights gathered over generations, really about how to thrive, especially when things are constantly changing.
Okay, let's unpack this. First principle. Product quality is the foundation of success.
Yeah.
The source is really clear on this. Quality. It's non-negotiable. It's the bedrock. Customers aren't just buying a thing. They're buying confidence, assurance. It's trust, fundamentally.
hmm And a key thing here, it's not just avoiding mistakes in the product itself. The source really hammers home that a reputation built over decades, it can genuinely just crumble overnight if quality slips anywhere.
Wow, overnight.
Yeah. So quality control from the very start, raw materials, every production stage, right up to that final check. But it's deeper too. The book argues quality has to be like holistic, every interaction.
Holistic. How so?
Well, a perfect product might still feel low quality if the customer service stinks, for example. It's about heart, taking real pride in everything you put out there.
That holistic view, yeah, that's vital. And building on trust, the next principle is about another way to connect. Transparency is the key to customer hearts. I mean, we all know information spreads like wildfire now. Customers, they don't just wonder anymore. They kind of demand to know where stuff comes from, how it's made, the impact, socially, environmentally.
Right, which brings up a good question. How transparent do you get? You don't want to give away trade secrets, obviously.
Yeah.
But the source highlights strategic transparency, talking about ethical processes, maybe where your materials come from, even owning up to, say, supply chain problems and how you fix them. That builds a different kind of trust.
Empathetic trust, maybe?
Exactly. It's not just data. It fosters real relationships. Customers feel connected to the why and how, not just the what.
Building that narrative of integrity. Okay,
Sure.
that flows nicely into principle 3. Adaptation is the iron rule of survival. Makes sense. No business can just keep doing things the same old way forever, right?
Yeah.
Markets change, tech changes, what customers want changes. Resist adapting and, well,
You risk becoming irrelevant.
yeah.
But if we zoom out a little, adaptation isn't just changing everything all the time. It's more nuanced. Kind of a dance between tradition and innovation.
Mm-hmm.
Your core values, your business philosophy, maybe those stay the same. But how you operate, that has to be flexible. The real trick, and the source gets into this, is figuring out what to preserve the soul, maybe, and what needs to change, ruthlessly sometimes.
So it's proactive discernment, not just reacting. And what fuels that agility? Often it's our next principle.
Yeah.
Development and improvement never end. This isn't just about you not getting stuck. It's actively chasing progress. New products, better processes, upgraded services. It has to be constant, relentless almost.
Absolutely. In today's world, stopping development basically means going backward. Your competitors aren't stopping. So you have to keep learning, soaking up new knowledge, experimenting with tech, boosting your team's skills, always.
Right.
The cost of not doing it isn't just missed opportunities. You're actually losing ground. It's like a constant sprint to stay sharp.
That drive for improvement,
Uh-huh.
it often leads back to the customer, which brings us to principle 5, approaching customers personally. Think about the value there. Actually talking to people in stores, maybe calling them up, seeing them at trade shows. These aren't just sales moments. They're insight gold mines.
Yeah, and what's really compelling is how the source values this direct feedback more than just survey data or reports.
Wow.
Because it's, quote, living data with emotions and context. It's not a number. It's a story, a frustration, maybe an unmet need bubbling up, that deep sort of empathetic understanding. It lets businesses make way more accurate decisions, sometimes finding needs customers didn't even know they had.
Listening for the unspoken stuff. Yeah, I like that. Living data with emotions.
Yeah.
Okay, principle 6. Capability is the true measure. This one says performance should be judged on, well, capability.
Yeah.
Ability, not who you know or your status or if you're family versus an outside hire.
Sounds like common sense, right? But
Yeah.
think about family businesses. Roles and relationships get tangled. So how do you really evaluate objectively without causing huge rifts or messing up family ties?
Tricky.
Very. The source talks about clear metrics, clear boundaries. Using strong governance principles fosters Fairness, motivation. When people know they'll be judged fairly, they tend to work harder, give their best. They feel valued for their actual contribution.
Makes sense. Okay, principle 7 is one we can definitely all use. Listening to constructive criticism, the source calls it a mirror, shows you your flaws or maybe where you can improve from customers, employees, partners, anyone. If you ignore it, you're basically flying blind in some areas.
And listening, as they define it, isn't just passively taking it, it's being open-minded, really analyzing it, and then figuring out how to use the useful bits. Even if the criticism sounds, harsh, it might just be the turning point that makes things way better.
So it's about creating a culture where tough truths can land and lead to action.
Exactly, a culture of psychological safety, almost.
Powerful idea. Okay, next one's a personal favorite of mine, recording every idea. The advice is simple. Write down every idea, small ones, big ones, crazy ones, because those creative sparks often hit weird times, right? And poof, they're gone if you don't grab them.
Yeah, and thinking bigger picture, collecting these isn't just making a list, it's like building a serendipity bank.
Serendipity bank.
Ah, yeah. Many big innovations don't come from one eureka moment. They come from connecting different ideas you jotted down earlier, maybe when the right problem or tech finally shows up. An idea that seemed kind of useless today might be brilliant when the timing's right. It's like planting seeds for later.
Such a valuable habit.
Okay.
Okay, principle 9 tackles something easily missed, especially in family firms. Balance between work and life. Stresses how important proper rest is alongside the hard work. It notes how family businesses often blend work and life until you can't tell them apart.
Right, and what's kind of counterintuitive is that good work-life balance. It doesn't make you lazy. It actually helps you work more efficiently and more creatively. A relaxed mind, a healthy body. These are essential tools for managing anything well.
Hmm.
The source really pushes that this isn't just about feeling good personally, it's about the business's long-term health, its resilience.
You can't pour from an empty cup.
Exactly, neither can a business.
And finally, principle 10 ties it all together. Succession and legacy. This highlights that huge responsibility of passing the business on. Family businesses aren't just businesses, they're legacies. They need maintaining, nurturing, developing.
And passing the baton, it's not just teaching someone the job description, is it? It can be really emotional.
I bet.
Yeah, the older generation may be struggling to let go, the next one trying to prove themselves, but also honor the past. It's tricky. The source really digs into how preparing the next generation means passing on the values, the philosophy, the vision, not just the how-to. It's about making sure they understand the roots so they can keep growing the business with stability, strength, and purpose. A real dance of trust and empowerment.
Wow. So there they are, 10 principles pulled from family business wisdom, but really they seem fundamental for sustainable growth anywhere. It reinforces that idea, doesn't it? Success isn't overnight. It comes from that continuous build-up, adapting thoughtfully, developing constantly over time.
Absolutely. And maybe a final thought for you listening. As you reflect on these 10 principles, which one feels like the biggest challenge for you, in your own work or life? And how might tackling that specific challenge unlock the most potential for your own enduring success? Something to mull over.